Football, a tough sport where physical contact is inevitable. Discover the 5 worst fights in NFL history, only here, only on the GOAT of football. We all love football and know very well that it's a tough sport. Occasionally, players get caught up in the moment and the adrenaline of the game, causing them to lose control of the situation. For example, we remember when Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan collided during the Texans versus Titans game. But this isn't an isolated episode, and in comparison to what happened afterwards, we can consider it a simple scuffle. Welcome back to the GOAT of football. Today we'll be talking about the 5 worst fights in NFL history. Get your gloves ready, guys. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Let's start with a bang and catapult ourselves into 2019. The game in question is the Cleveland Browns against the Steelers. The score sees the Browns leading 21-7 in the fourth quarter, and the game is about to end. The Steelers are on the attack when the game is suddenly interrupted. On the other half of the field, Myles Garrett of the Browns and Mason Rudolph are face-to-face. The Browns player takes off Rudolph's helmet and hits him with it. Other players come in, and within moments it becomes a melee. Only the intervention of the referees manages to calm things down, but the images of Garrett wielding the helmet will go around the world. Apparently, this is not a new thing between the two teams. Back in the 90s, 2 players from the opposing teams had a quarrel that created chaos on the field. The ridiculous thing? The game hadn't even started yet. Come on, guys. We're referring to an incident that happened during the 1990 regular season game between the Browns and Steelers, to be precise, before the game. When the two teams went onto the field for warm-ups, Browns' William Green, number 31, and Steelers' Joey Porter, number 55, began a violent physical altercation that soon involved their teammates, creating chaos. Guys, I understand the adrenaline, but at least wait for the start of the game, right? Let's get back to the present day and to one of the most heated clashes in recent years. It's the 16th week of the regular season, and the Giants and Rams are facing each other. The main characters are Odell Beckham Jr., who at the time was a wide receiver for the Giants, and Alec Ogletree, who was playing as a linebacker for the Rams. During the game, the two athletes had often taunted and provoked each other. In the second quarter, with the Giants in the lead, OBJ tries to run along the sidelines and is harshly tackled by Ogletree, who brings down the Giants' wide receiver and hits him in the helmet as he gets up. OBJ reacts by throwing the ball at him and then kicking him. It's the beginning of chaos, a clash that involves members of both teams. Now let's move from one wide receiver to another, and let us tell you about one of the most absurd moments and ways to start a fight. During a game between the New Orleans Saints and the Baltimore Ravens, Steve Smith Jr., the wide receiver of the Saints, makes an excellent reception and heads toward the end zone, scoring a touchdown for the Panthers. As soon as he enters the end zone, Harper illegally tackles him. Smith gets up as if nothing happened, and face-to-face pushing and shoving begin just a few meters away from him. With nonchalance, Smith stands up, celebrates, finishes his celebration, and with great style joins the fray, grabbing the Ravens' cornerback, Malcolm Jenkins, and starting his fight. Smith teaches us that violence is wrong, but we should also celebrate our successes. We close with the clash between the Broncos and the Raiders. We are talking about the face-off between Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree. Actually, the episode is not just a normal on-field fight, but rather something with a previous quarrel between the two. In fact, the two players had been colliding since their college days and had had a previous dispute. After Talib tackled Crabtree hard, the Broncos cornerback noticed that his opponent was wearing a shiny necklace. So why not rip it off? Talib tears off Crabtree's necklace and returns to the bench smiling. Later on, the Raiders' wide receiver does not have kind words for his opponent in an interview, and thus, everything is set to ignite tempers. The next time the two teams face off, just minutes into the game, during another collision, Talib decides to once again rip the necklace off Crabtree's neck, and the two have a very heated dispute. The situation explodes in an instant, with players from both teams getting involved and creating total chaos. Both players are ejected for 2 games, just like the number of necklaces lost by Crabtree. We all know that football is a physical sport, but sometimes players lose control, and that's never a good thing, guys. Remember that. What is the most memorable fight you remember in NFL history? Let us know in the comments. And remember, if you like this video and don't want to miss out on other content like this, leave a like and subscribe to GOAT of Football, the channel made by fans for fans. Thank you for following us, and see you next time. Stay tuned.